What's going on, everyone? Coach Jack here, coming at you with another news video. Today we actually have a serious confirmation of what Riot are going to do in response to the issue of toxicity in Ranked, as well as the first format reveal for the Valorant Champions Tour. And finally, we will be wrapping it up with our favorite talking point of the last month, good old Ranked. This one's going to be a deep cut, so you won't want to miss out on it. Before we get to all of that though, we have our question of the day. What do you think most often ends up losing you your ranked games? For me, this one's real easy, and that's momentum. I've always been a very streaky momentum-based player, and a lot of that comes from my background in previous games where I've always favored more arena and movement-style FPS games like TF2 and Quake. I like to play fast and frantic, and sometimes when you play that way, you just get beamed or shut down. So when I can't succeed in my aggressive playstyle, or worse, end up having to play slower because of team composition or enemy playstyle, I find it hard to win. So what is that reason for you guys? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll be in there replying when I can. And if you want to understand the strats that the pros are using to blitz through their tournaments, then head to skillcap.com today to get access to our all-inclusive improvement platform. Listen, I see you. I know you're out there grinding every day, chilling in AM Lab or Kovacs, just hitting those shots, hitting them flicks, tracing those bots like a coloring book. But don't neglect the other half of the game. Strategy is equally important, and being able to call or adapt to standard executes, especially in a solo environment, will make the difference in your ranked experience. Go to skillcap.com today to elevate your aim and your strat book at the link down below. So, I like to be honest about the production side of these videos when I can. And while this video was being finished, a new Riot dev statement came out that was, in my opinion, important enough to reshuffle this whole news video and move this to the front. For those out of the loop, there was a Dexerto article recently that talked about the many issues that women players in Valorant are currently having to deal with in terms of toxicity from enemies and teammates. This issue is unfortunately as old as time itself when it comes to people being utter cretins on the internet. I wasn't going to speak much about this, chiefly because Riot hadn't clarified what actions they were going to be taking, but that's just changed. In a Reddit post, Riot developer Bright Eyes finally clarified that in 2 or 3 patches, players that have been penalized with chat or voice restrictions will not be able to play ranked. The reason it may take that long is that Riot is actively developing the tech and want to make sure the system ships as functional as possible. Bright Eyes also reaffirms that they want to make sure that people who don't want to use voice comms don't feel pressured to do so, and also that players who get stuck with previously proven toxic teammates can feel at a bit of a disadvantage. So with these penalties, Riot are working on more non-verbal communication options and other undisclosed plans to curb toxicity overall. Ultimately, this is a great step forward, and it's gotta be said, if you're out there just being mean for the sake of being mean, grow the fuck up. I gotta clarify, I don't mean when someone gets tilted and lashed out their teammates. That happens. It's still bad, but it happens when anger gets the better of someone. It's a competitive game, these things do happen. But making fun of or harassing someone for their voice or gender or anything is just the move of someone who doesn't belong in this community. Gaming is a pure meritocracy. It absolutely doesn't matter who you are, or any visual or societal identifier that you may have. It just matters that we all enjoy playing the game together. And everyone has a right to that equally. So, make sure that we all do better. Support each other, and realize that we all are simply playing these games to have a good time. Some of us want to get better, some of us want to even go pro. Some of us play simply to play with friends or to de-stress after a long day. It doesn't matter what reason you choose to play the game, we all have a right to enjoy it without someone breaking down our walls and making us feel uncomfortable or unwelcomed. So make sure you are all out there supporting each other, make sure you help each other out when you can. If you see someone being mean, make sure you report them, make sure you stand up, and don't be silent when someone else may suffer. That's all I have to say on that. Sorry for the heavy topic to cover early on, but one of the privileges that I have is being able to speak openly to you guys, so I won't hesitate to spread a good message. And for those that believe this to maybe be disingenuous, just know that there are takes from this video that won't be in here because they detail my own various issues and past experiences with bullying and toxicity. It's not a moment for me to step in and make the story about myself, so they've been cut out. But this is a topic I believe in very strongly, so please be kind to each other. We're gonna go ahead and move on now and get to the rest of the video and get stuck into some esports news. As we covered in an earlier video, the Valorant Champions Tour, or VCT, is set to kick off soon, and we finally have confirmation for the first stages format in the NA region. Admittedly for me, this was confusing to untangle, so hopefully I can convey the format fully to you guys. The Challenger stage will be organized by Valorant tournament veterans Nerd Street Gamers, and is going to be broken down into a series of weekend tournaments that begin with an open qualifier, which leads into a closed qualifier, in which the top 8 teams will duke it out. In the Open Qualifier, 128 teams will play single elimination best of 3 sets to determine the top 8 teams in the Open Qualifier 1. Those top 8 teams will move on to the first closed qualifier, which has a yet undisclosed format, but the top 4 teams from this closed qualifier are automatically qualified for the second closed qualifier. And if you're confused already, I have good and bad news. Here's where things get even more complicated. So, some things we don't know going into the second week. Will it be the same 128 team open qualifier, or will it be a trimmed field? If you lost in week 1, can you compete in week 2 and 3? Will it still be the top 8 from the open moving to the closed, or will it only be a top 4 as there are only 4 teams qualified? There isn't information on that yet, so I literally have no idea. We just don't know. Regardless of how the format shakes out, the top 4 of the second closed qualifier have now earned their spots in the Challengers final for that region. The bottom 4 will move on to the third week closed qualifier as sort of a last chance bracket, where again, an unknown number of teams will be able to advance through the last open qualifier. The top 4 from this third closed qualifier will make up the rest of the teams in the Challenger finals. In the Challenger finals, based on the region, a certain number of teams will be able to qualify for the first VCT Masters event, which is supposed to be the first international tournament in Pro Valorant, so who knows how it'll go with the current state of the world, but we'll see. Let's look at this calendar to better understand how this year will shake out for the VCT. We see that we're kind of going to see a cycle of events throughout the year. It's a challenger stage for each region to seed a Masters International event where the top teams from that tournament will earn points towards the final Champions Tour event at the end of the year. We repeat that process 3 times until 12 teams have earned a spot in the final championship. Then we have a last chance qualifier to get our final 4 teams before embarking on the process of crowning a champion for International Valorant for that year. Now, that's a lot of information, and frankly, it hurt my brain, so I really apologize, but we had to cover it. And frankly, there's still a ton of questions we just don't know, or don't have answers for. But with the first qualifier starting at the end of January, we will definitely keep you guys updated as we learn more. But regardless, since we're talking about NA Valorant, who do you guys want to see win the first qualifiers? Honestly, I'm curious most about TSM, as the recent jet changes made the triple duelist core much less versatile, and that was their bread and butter during First Strike. With 100 Thieves also currently down Nitro, it's pretty open-ended for any NA team to step up and win their first event. Let us know your favorites in the comments down below. Taking a step down the ladder, let's talk about Ranked. Ranked has by far been the most hotly contested subject in Valorant since Episode 2 came out. Most people acknowledge that the switches to leaderboards and the switch from arrows to numeric rank increases or decreases has been good and welcomed. However, the biggest sticking point is the hidden MMR system that adversely affects the highest level players. We've gone deep on hidden MMR in the past, as well as what it's done at launch to players like TenZ, but even then, most people said that things would get better and therefore never went super hard on the criticism. But Hiko is now causing inhuman reactions with his words instead of his play. Finally speaking out about his frustrations, Hiko called the hidden MMR system trash and went into great detail as to why. He used his teammate, and the only man to channel both God and anime on his side in the world, Asuna, as his example. On his main account, stuck at Plat 3, Asuna experienced queue times much longer than the new alt account he took to number 1 on the NA leaderboard. So, an account stuck in Plat had a hidden MMR higher than an account that was number 1 overall in the region. This is obviously a huge issue, and frankly it really makes me question the entire point of resetting ranks each season for the Immortal Plus players. When their hidden MMR is not affected, it really just seems pointless. Hiko himself is Diamond 3, but because of his top 30-ish placement last act, he constantly plays in Immortal or Radiant lobbies, meaning that the rank disparity makes it incredibly hard for him to climb ranks normally. To paraphrase what Hiko said here, the problem prior to Episode 2 was the skill disparity in ranks, leading to players in Radiant and Immortal who didn't deserve that rank, and made it hard to find normal games. The new problem is that some people can be stuck in lower ranks like Diamond while having MMR equivalent to Radiant or Immortal, leading to nightmare scenarios where they end up with Diamond level teammates, but the hidden MMR system means they match against Radiant tier players, or any other number of weird and imbalanced scenarios in between. There's just zero consistency, and frankly I think I see a clear solution to help out all parties involved here. I feel like the original point of the ranks reset, where the best players would move down to Plat 3 after placements, was to help make sure that off the rip the highest ranked players had a wider pool of opponents to draw from as they climbed. Another side benefit is that Riot can weed out players who may have fallen off from a high ranking they previously held. That system doesn't work at all if the hidden MMR isn't reset, which it currently doesn't. Riot need to reset hidden MMR each season in the same way the visible rank does so that people don't get absolutely wrecked. It's a pretty common sense solution in my mind, and while it may mean that Radiant and Immortal players will have to play pros early on in Ranked as things get settled, that tier of Ranked was already close enough in skill that it shouldn't matter much in my opinion, but hey, It's not like I would know, I don't play him rating, you know what I'm saying? Fortunately for us, the ongoing discussion has sparked another response from Riot, specifically Evermore, who went into great detail in this Reddit post, which we will link down below. In summary, his closing paragraph kind of nails where the devs are at right now. We're over 1 week into this entirely new system, and there are so many factors at play that Riot aren't going to be making knee-jerk changes to the ecosystem, but Evermore does reaffirm that the team will be making active changes to make Valorant's ranked system as good as it can be throughout the year. So our job as the players is simple: keep the critiques coming, point out the issues as they arise, and then we can all work together to make the best Valorant possible. Sounds pretty sick to me. And that's all we have for today. In the spirit of the first story in this video, I want to leave you guys a bit of a deeper question this time around. If you're comfortable sharing, what's your general experience with other people in Valorant been like? I've had the luck of mainly running into teammates that either focus on the game, socialize well with me, or simply don't talk at all. I've had very few altercations with toxic moments in my games, but I am very likely in the minority on that. Tell us some of your ranked stories in the comments down below. I'll be down there after the video goes live talking with you guys, so look out for me in the replies. I'll be there. While you are down there, make sure to like the video and subscribe as well for more premium news and guides just like this one, with one goal in mind: helping you become a better player. We here at Skillcapped would like to thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Peace, and I love y'all. Have a good day.